At colleges in Missouri, students are returning to a curriculum for another year with widespread AI use. Professors are adapting to how students use it and are needing to come up with some guardrails. Hannah Falcon has more from Columbia.
These days, preparing for class means charging your laptop, not sharpening your pencils. Students returning to class here in Columbia are dealing with developing technology faster than ever before and learning what that means for their studies.
They're very clear about how they feel about it, but also they are still quite flexible. It's never, I feel.
University of Missouri students Rose Turner and Katie Kuzaria say their school and professors have clear expectations on AI use. While Mizzou rolls out expanded AI guidelines and makes Show Me AI, a campus-wide large language model available to students and faculty, it's still largely up to the individual how much they utilize AI.
But I found it wasn't very helpful because it would come up with inaccurate information.
Every higher education institution is having to adapt to this new technology landscape.
The technology is developing so fast that we can't even keep up.
Jennifer Jewell at Columbia College has helped write the school's AI policy. She tells me the focus of higher education is now shifting to how they can train students on developing technology.
3 years ago, we were like, how do we stop this? How do we, prevent students from using it? Now we're saying, how are we going to get it integrated into the general education?
Students say even if you're not using it purposely, it's nearly impossible to avoid AI altogether when it's now integrated into everything.
I think it's hard to avoid using it in your studies.
My conversations with students both on and off camera reveal that there is still a wide disparity between student to student on how comfortable they are using AI. While some feel very comfortable, others don't want to use it at all. Reporting in Columbia, I'm Hannah Falcon.